You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. On this podcast, we break down church insurance in plain language so you can make wise decisions and protect your ministry for years to come. Spring in Texas can be a rough time. Hailstorms have the ability to hammer roofs over and over again all across the state. In Amarillo, Pastor Peter and his elders stood outside their sanctuary after one of those massive storms blew through. The roof was shredded, windows cracked, and rain had poured into the building. Their first thought was obvious. Will insurance cover this? That's the right question. In Texas, hail isn't just a weather event. It's the single most common reason churches file insurance claims. Here's what you need to know. Hail coverage is usually part of your property insurance. It helps pay for repairs to roofs, windows, and sometimes even equipment inside. But the fine print matters. Deductibles, settlement terms, and sublimits can change what you actually receive when a claim is filed. That's why every Texas church should review their hail coverage before the next storm rolls in. There are 3 areas of coverage that are essential for church leaders to understand when it comes to hail coverage in the state of Texas. Number 1 is property damage coverage. Property damage coverage provides financial support to repair or replace church property damaged by hail. This includes structural components like roofs and windows. For churches with unique features such as stained glass windows, specialized coverage is often necessary to cover these valuable elements. This type of church insurance coverage is what most people first think about when thinking about hail damage after a storm. Number 2 is contents and equipment coverage. Contents and equipment coverage protects items inside the church from hail damage. This includes coverage for equipment, pews, furniture, and even property belonging to others. Ensuring that these items are covered helps protect the church's valuable assets. This type of church property insurance becomes important when roofs or windows become compromised, allowing water to damage what is called business personal property on your policy. Number 3 is water damage coverage. When hailstorms lead to water damage that affects your contents and equipment, it is also going to wreak havoc on the interior of your building. Understanding the coverage options and limitations for this water damage on your church property insurance can mean the difference between the insurance company paying for the damage or your church. Policyholders should be aware of any exclusions or specific policy language, like a sublimit that could affect a claim payout. Here's another thing to consider when thinking about your church's hail coverage. Many insurers in Texas are raising wind and hail deductibles to reduce their own risk. This could lead to your church paying more out of pocket than you might expect. Securing robust hail coverage involves understanding potential limitations and confusing policy language that can result in inadequate protection. Churches should explore options like buying down a high deductible from a carrier to improve their coverage. And if your church owns cars, trucks, vans, or buses, you need to make sure that you consider physical damage coverage on your church auto insurance policy. Peter's church in Amarillo learned the value of having strong hail protection in place before the storm, and your church can too. At Insurance for Texans, we specialize in building customized plans that make sure you're covered for the realities of Texas weather. That's what we call true Texas church insurance. We are happy to review your policy to see what your hail coverage looks like. Head on over to insurancefortexans.com and we will get you covered. And if you'd like to take a deeper dive into how to bring clarity and confidence to your church insurance decisions, grab a copy of my book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. I'm Ron Wadley, reminding you, protecting your church isn't just about surviving the storm. It's about ensuring your ministry thrives long after the clouds pass.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.